Shields up, Iron Breakers. Rurkan here coming at you with another video. Welcome back to Monster Hunter World. And today I'm just here with a quick PSA to let you guys know that the Ancient Leshen has been slightly nerfed and his quest has been extended for an additional week. So if you still haven't gotten everything that you needed to get out of the Ancient Leshen, if you haven't gotten all those mutagens, if you haven't gotten all those materials required to craft series dual swords or fully upgrade Geralt's sword and shield, now would be a good time to do so, because again, you have an additional week to do it, and he's also been slightly nerfed. And you guys are like, oh, what was the nerf, or what's going down? And you guys can see right here on the patch notes that are in the official Monster Hunter World website, Contract Woodland Spirit event quest extended with update version 6.01. It will now be available until March 7th. And then they classified these as bug fixes, but they are more or less slight nerfs to the fight. During the last phase of the Ancient Leshen fight in the quest Contract Woodland Spirit, balance tweaks have been made to the fight, such as decreasing the Ancient Leshen's warp frequency and increasing the effectiveness of Igni signs, Slayer shots, etc. to make it easier to weaken the monster. So the warp frequency was definitely something that was extremely frustrating when you get to that part of the quest, because like sometimes you'll just straight up teleport crows, teleport jaguars, teleport crows, teleport this, teleport branches. You know, it was just like warping all over the place, and it did make it extremely hard to hit, particularly if you have some of the weapons that actually take a little bit longer to charge, like a greatsword or something like that. It could be troublesome to actually get a good, you know, true charge slash in there. Then they also say a bug has been fixed that caused the Leshen and Ancient Leshen to go into its Igni damage reaction instead of its weakened state damage reaction, when both damage reactions would trigger at the same time due to it being attacked by Igni. So basically what this means is that if you actually trigger a weakening moment in the fight, which is when he kind of goes down to his knees and he falls over on all fours and you can just like beat the ever-living snot out of him, sometimes that effect could be interrupted by an Igni shot. That can't really happen anymore. So if he goes into weakened state, he's going to remain in weakened state, and you're not going to be interrupting that animation with a shot of Igni, which is good because it does make the fight more accessible. Although I do feel that currently a lot of the players engaging with this fight are also not fully prepared, like, because I've done this fight with randoms, whereas for instance if you look at Extreme Behemoth, I don't think I've ever successfully completed it with complete random players. Like, I've completed it with people from my stream that are watching the stream and they know what's going on, and you know, these are people that are experienced, they've watched my content, they're like, no, my armor is fully upgraded, fully augmented, now bringing in my vitality boost and all of this other stuff, right? And I think that some of the players currently going through Ancient Leshen being like, oh, it's so hard, it's completely impossible. It's like, they're not running level 3 vitality, they're not running fully augmented armor sets. And look, I understand it's hard. Like, if you go back and watch the live stream where the Ancient Leshen first showed up, I was in there wiping for a couple of hours until we got that fight down the way that we were going to handle it. But ultimately, to me, it's like, so long as you got a healer in the group, which is why I always go in as a healer. You guys can see from the gameplay that is happening here. If you have a healer in the group, pretty much everything else, so long as people are doing respectable damage and they're not taking needless chances and they're not trying to run away from the group when they have the Jagresses, like that's one of the biggest mistakes that I've seen. Like, if you have bunch of Jagresses jumping on top of you, the last thing you want to do is run away from your teammates, because what ends up happening is everybody just running after you, trying to help you so that you don't die to the Jagress, and you keep running away from people and nobody can help you. Like, you need to stand your ground and fight and trust your healer to do his job. But ultimately, I understand that if you're coming from previous Monster Hunters, this concept of having like a dedicated healer, I don't think it was something that happened as much in the previous games. Like, sure, you could have a support role, but I don't think it was to an extent that you need a support when you're fighting against Extreme Behemoth and Ancient Leshen. These are just like extreme encounters in the game. You know, I think they're fun encounters, and I still think that the Witcher crossover might just be one of the best crossovers ever done in gaming, and it just kind of cements Monster Hunter World as my favorite game of all time at this point. But still, I understand that people are struggling, but at the same time, I think that there are a lot of people out there that could benefit from, just doing a little bit of research. Just watch a couple of guides on YouTube so that you figure out, I probably should try to do this thing. I'm not going to go full steam ahead with the get good mentality, but, just a little bit of get goodness, because it is a doable fight, considering, like I said, I've done it with randoms a couple of times already, so it's not the end of the world. It's definitely not as hard as Extreme Behemoth, but hey, it's going to be even more doable now with the Nerf. I have another video that I want to talk about, Monster Hunter World, in the future. That I want to talk about another topic, which is the drip feed of content that we've seen and how good I feel that Monster Hunter World works as a live service. Because, like, I gotta tell you guys, I do think that in terms of value, it has been ridiculously good value that everyone that played this game has gotten. But I think that in terms of sustaining its community, I'm not sure that the drip feed was actually able to keep the community going through all of the thing. I think people are much more used to large chunks of content being added with like tons of monsters and new maps. They're more used to the G rank expansion, and this whole live service type approach that they've taken to it, I'm not exactly sure if that was the best or not. Regardless of that, like, I am nothing if not thankful for everything that they've done with this game so far. I fucking love it. And I can't wait to see what Arch-Tempered Nergigante looks like, because that's going to be the next major thing that we're going to get. And I believe that is going to be the last thing that we're going to get before Iceborne. So either way, I'm still playing Monster Hunter. Whenever new things comes out, I'm still playing it. I realize that I've been doing a lot of Anthem content recently, and a lot of people are like, Jesus, man, Rurikon's just like this Anthem channel now. And I understand that some of you guys don't care about Anthem because there are some serious problems with that game. There's no denying that. But at the same time, I'm still having fun with it. And we'll see what else we got moving forward. I got a couple of games that I'm interested in naturally. Sekiro. I'm going to consider playing the Division, the open beta, to see how that feels like and see if that is something that I want to cover. But for the near future, I think you can keep expecting some Anthem. And hopefully you guys are not too upset about that, but it's just where I'm at right now. I'm enjoying that game. Anyway, thank you all very much for watching this little update. It was just to let you guys know it's been nerfed. It's been expanded. So if you still haven't gotten your stuff, you can get it. Remember, I'm going to link the Discord in the pinned comment if you're still looking for help doing this, because I'm sure there'll probably more Ironbreakers that are looking for help doing this stuff. So you guys can go to the Discord, ask for help there. Most likely we'll find some players that will help you out. So Ironbreakers also, if you guys are on the Discord, please help out the other Ironbreakers that still haven't gotten this event done. Thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.